Hello everyone, and welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. Well, here's something you don't see every day, a little interpersonal relations between completely different animals. Obviously they're not doing anything other than hovering over this algae wafer, both of them, and then of course there's the voyeur, the peeping Tom on the right. But this is an Otto Cinclus. It's an algae-eating catfish. I have them in all my tanks. They're awesome. They do a good job. Although I can see some blackbeard algae along this carpet of hair grass. That's a problem. Otto Cinclus don't really tend to that algae. Amano Shrimp do, but they need to get on it. But in any event, what I'm looking at here is an Otto Cinclus atop an Amano Shrimp. The Amano Shrimp is so engaged with its algae wafer that it doesn't seem to mind being sucked on by, whoop, well, I spoke too soon. There you go, you got it on camera. The Amano Shrimp became frustrated and balked at the advances of that Otto Cinclus. Now he's back on that heavily algae encrusted stem of grass. So eat that, all right? Do your job, buddy. Stop trying to get it on with an invertebrate, all right? You're a fish for one thing. So I threw that algae wafer, and I only do it once in a while in my tanks because I want them to clean the algae, and otherwise this tank is doing pretty good in that regard. Now I have some blackbeard algae along that stick. That doesn't bother me as much as it does on the hair grass. The hair grass, I could trim it, and I will, and that'll help. I'm running CO2, obviously. I just did a heavy trim on this tank, so the new amount of light exposure that was instantly gotten probably has something to do with this crud, and I'm gonna need to work on that. This tank had never had that problem in the several months that it's been up, but here we are. So the rest of it looks great, right? Look at those reds, those stem plants in the back. The Hygrophila pintafata, I trimmed it heavily, and now it's doing what it does, shooting out runners and staying closer to the ground. I've been cutting those particular stems there to encourage it to be more of an epiphyte and behave like this plant, like it is here, versus a stem like it is there. Although in general here, it's all good. I've got some toppings of this Rotala Wallecki here. It's all throughout. I just squeeze the toppings into the substrate. I cut them from in the back there where it has a harder time competing with these other stems, but up front here it adds a great pop of color, and I don't let it get way too long because it's in the foreground, but I really love keeping it alive and around, and it tends to do best by itself. It can't compete with the more aggressive or thicker stem plants like you see in the center there, or like you see on either side there. I think that's Rotala atra or hurrah, and it's looking really good. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in some of my videos, so I do beg your pardon if I get some of the stem plants wrong. They're not my expertise. I only started using them when I moved back to Chicago and got these bigger tanks. But look at that panorama of sticks and rocks and plants. It's awesome, right? Once I tend to this algae, which as I get further back, it becomes sort of less of an eyesore. But you know, in this hobby, we become obsessed and kind of pseudo perfectionists, and so this just won't do. I'll need to solve for that. I'm running CO2 now. It's somewhat obstructed. There it is back there, and it's a constant decent flow, and you see the drop checker is green, which is what you want. But I think it was the new burst of light after I cleared out all the topwater plants and all the hanging over leaves that were branching out from the Hygrophila P, that moss there. All of it was so thick and bushy, it shaded this plant. Now this plant loves light, so I don't quite get it, and I'm guessing it will recover after another trim and be able to overpower that algae growth. So that's my hope, but I wanted to share with you the little naughty, or whatever the hell it is they were doing between the Otto and the Amano shrimp. And now they're back to work on that algae, I hope. All right, everybody, keep your hands in the tank. Ciao for now.